Welcome to Small Steps. My name's Seth Potts, and I want to show you the COUNTIF and COUNTIFS functions. So sometimes we get a group of data in, and we're asked to do basic counts of it based on certain criteria. So example I have here is pretty short. It's only 30 rows, including the title row there. Most of the time, if you're asked to count something on something this small, you could probably just do it by hand if you really want to. But the COUNTIF and COUNTIFS functions make it easy to just type something in real quick and get a number that you're looking for. So COUNTIF counts the number of cells in a range that meet the given condition. So basically one argument. Whereas COUNTIFs allows you to put in multiple conditions or criteria. So looking at this data, and if we had a lot more data, this is when it comes in a little more handy. If it's something fairly simple, a lot of times you can also do a pivot table. But when you start getting into multiple conditions to be met, it's a little easier, in my opinion, to do this with the COUNTIF and COUNTIFs function. So if we're looking for just a single argument, say we have this data here and we're asked how many thefts we've had in this time frame. You can just type in COUNTIF and open parentheses. The arguments here are just the range and then what you're looking for. So we could just put in the entire column of D. We're looking for everything that's a theft. So we got the range and then the criteria, and what you're going to do is open quotation marks and type in theft, and that is it. So basically saying count anything in this column here that is listed as a theft. And so out of those 29 cases, we had 22 listed as thefts. Now that's something that would be easy enough to look up in a pivot table as well. Especially if it's listed simply like this. But when we have things that you're looking for multiple conditions to be met, and in this one in particular, let's look for the number of thefts on Birch. I have a couple different Birch Circle, Birch Street, things like that in here. So we have this list of addresses. Now, the interesting thing about this and why it'd be a lot easier to do this with COUNTIFs instead of a pivot table is we're going to look for a bit of text that's in the middle of this. So we're looking just for anything that's Birch. We don't care street, circle, lane, anything like that. We don't care the numbers before. So the way this works is pretty much like the others, just COUNTIFs. And see, these are listed here as a criteria range 1 in the criteria one. So it starts out the same way. So let's start the same way we did before. Let's do that offense, that whole column, and we're going to open quotes and type in theft. So far, this is exactly what we did with the other one. So there's 22. We know there's 22 thefts listed here. But what if we want them to be thefts and we also want them to be on Birch Street? So just like the other, if we could put that whole column in here. So second criteria range is the addresses, and then the criteria, so what we're wanting to pull out of that is anything with Birch in it. Now the way you do this is with a wildcard. So same as the other, you're going to do open quotes, and asterisk is a wildcard here. So the asterisk is basically saying anything before Birch, or Birch with anything before it, and then you put it after it as well. So anything that's got Birch in it, Birch could be anywhere in it here. So, and then close your quotes. And if you're going to have more criteria, if you wanted to see the types of thefts or whatever other data you have, and you can keep adding. I don't know what the limit is on it. I haven't really gotten too far into those, but you can add more criteria than it as well to whittle down exactly what you're looking for. So we're going to close the quotes. So what we have here is we want everything that is listed as a theft that is also on Birch. And then when you click enter, you see there are two. You see certain ones. We have a couple Birch Circle with theft. There's another Birch Street with a theft, and then there is a Birch down here, but is listed as an auto burglary vehicle. So it will pick out those specific things. It's not just looking for Birch, and it's not just looking for thefts. It's looking for when both of those criteria are met. If you found this tutorial helpful and would like to see more, click like and subscribe. The next video coming up is going to be over the if function.